Good morning. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Nikita Meyer.
Hello.
Hi, Nikita. Nikita is a former student of mine. And on behalf of the RDIAC and myself, Jeff Cameron, representing Southeast Cornerstone Public School Division, Nikita, it's a pleasure having you here today. And
Yeah, thank you so much.
even more of a pleasure for the students out there, I'm sure. If you are interested in starting your own business, folks, this is the presentation for you. And just before we get started and Nikita telling her story, we're trying to give away $50 each and every presentation. All you have to do is click on the QR code and tell us what you think. So, and when watching, please participate. All right, Nikita, take her away, and thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Hey everybody, my name is Nikita Meyer. I am an entrepreneur. I'm located in Estevan, Saskatchewan. I'm from little old Alameda. Jeff Cameron was actually my teacher growing up, so it's a privilege for him to contact me to do this. I started my business. I am a cheesecake in a jar manufacturer. I started my business in 2018. I started doing trade shows all around the area and it just kind of clicked. I'm just going to go through this slide because it says a little bit more about that in here. So let's go. So getting started. There are many different avenues to building a business. One key goal is to have a unique and convenient product or service that stands out. This may come with trial and error. You need to pick something you are passionate about. I started my business doing trade shows all around Saskatchewan, selling 3 different products until noticing cheesecake in a jar was by far the most popular. I had soups, sorry. I had 1-liter containers of soups and I was selling dessert mixes and those were going okay. It definitely was a lot more effort to do those. So I wanted something more time efficient. So after 1 year, I cut the other 2 products out and expanded my cheesecake line, working with Sask Food Labs in Saskatoon to create nutritional labels to meet all requirements to enter the stores. I have seen an exponential increase in sales year after year, expanding from just a couple of stores to 24 separate locations, including Real Canadian Superstore. So right now I'm a vendor with them. And then in 6 months' time, if everything goes well, I have the opportunity to buy a spot in their facility so that I can actually expand within Canada. So we would jump from 24 locations to well over 100 locations. So that's my next goal. I'm really working towards it. It definitely takes a lot of work. Why become an entrepreneur? As an entrepreneur, you seek the freedom to be your own boss while constantly learning and adapting. If you're someone who likes to be in control, and enjoy the freedom of making your own decisions, this is the career for you. You will make all the key decisions in the running of your business. It's a chance to practice great leadership and build relationships with other business owners, customers, and employees. I love being able to converse with so many different people. Doing trade shows, I converse with hundreds of people just coming in and trying your product and, chit-chatting, talking about their lives, and same with going into the stores, right? You learn about all the other business owners that are out there. You learn a lot about them personally and why they became who they are and into the industry that they are in. And it's really great to see. It makes me so happy. Unlike working for a company where your salary is decided by someone else, you run your own business. Your income is decided by you alone. If you work really hard and the business is a success, you can reward yourself. Being an entrepreneur is high risk, high reward. You can make millions or you can make nothing at all, but the earning potential is higher than almost any other career. So, sorry, before I talk about this slide, when I started Creative Eats, I was actually working at a group home in Redvers. So I was working 3 days on, 6 days off. So that gave me the opportunity to, still have a bit of income from my job, but then also start something new. And I always knew growing up that I didn't really want to work for somebody. I always wanted to work for myself, but it took me a year. I was pondering so many different things. I thought about creating a clothing boutique online, but that's something that I'm not passionate about. I've always been one to cook, bake. I love having friends and family over and having everybody try your own food and, you know, just getting that satisfaction of everybody enjoying what you're making. Okay, so skills. Passionate. Like I said, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. It shows for sure. Approachable. You want people to be able to feel like they're your friend. Feel like they can talk to you about anything and everything. Creative. You definitely have to be creative. Open-minded. Getting into the industry, there's like a lot of different ideas coming from here and coming from there. You have to be able to take in other people's advice well and, you know, think about it. And you can't be so one-minded that, you know, your idea is your idea and that's how it's going to be. You have to take in all this other information and say, hey, that's a good point there. Oh, I really need to look into that aspect. You got to be organized. I fail at this one. I do. I try my best. Ever since I was a kid, you know, I'm not the type of person to get this done, get this done, get this done, get this done. I'm more of like a do a little bit of this, do a little bit of this. So definitely getting into that organization factor is strongly recommended. I'm just this year, I'm finally like, okay, I need a pallet of jars right now so that I can have it in 2 weeks. I need these supplies for this week, those supplies for next week. I have to order labels now because I'm almost out. Like it's very persistent, I would say. Imaginative. You have to think about, you know, where you want to be. You got to imagine the goals that you want and the goals that you want to reach. A lot of goals that I have, I feel like they are, you know, pretty out there. But I know that if I'm working towards a goal that I can someday get there. Determined. Definitely determination and resilient. There's a lot of factors that will come in your way. And it's really hard to, you know, try and work around different problems. You really need to be a problem solver because, I mean, even during COVID, like I was dealing with jar shortages, ingredient shortages, loss of sales. I ended up starting to do fundraisers for communities all throughout Saskatchewan. And that was my main way of not only helping them with their business that was struggling, not business, but nonprofit that was struggling, but also help my business because a lot of places weren't open, or if they were open, you know, people didn't have the money to go and spend $200 on groceries. Like it was a very tough time. A day in the life of Nikita. Consistent media advertisement. I am on my social media all the time. I think I post things 6-7 times a week just to be able to promote, and then I promote in different areas for different ads. You can do all that on Facebook. It's really easy. Website updates. I created my own website, which I was very proud of. I just created that a couple of months ago. It's www.creativeeatscheesecake.ca if you guys want to check it out. Answering phone calls and sending emails. This is very hard with having 2 kids. I have a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old. 5-year-old's at school. So that's nice, but there's my dog. But yeah, it's very tasking. Task at hand, I guess. Taking orders, sending invoices, receiving payments, and keeping record of it all. You have to track a lot. You have to make sure that you have all of your invoices going out to the right people, taking all the orders. So I have to take all the orders for my week, calculate it, figure out exactly what ingredients I need, and then order those ingredients, and then plan my week around my daughter's schedule and go up to Regina and pick everything up. You definitely have to be organized. So I'm learning on that, and keeping record of it all. You have to be running your QuickBooks. I run QuickBooks. You don't have to, but you have to keep record of it all. For tax purposes, you know, every expense, every sale, you got to make sure that you're keeping track of it. And same with your GST and your PST. I had to learn a lot about GST and PST because I didn't know anything. I didn't know that you charge GST to the stores, but you also charge GST and PST to fundraisers or personal sales because they're not the end, or sorry, they're the end seller or end purchaser, I guess, sorry. Whereas stores, the end purchaser is the customer that comes in. Just little different things that you gotta figure out. Researching potential stores and areas to pursue. I am constantly trying to figure out who wants my product and where it should be. I know that I have customers in Prince Albert, so I finally got into the Superstore there. And I'm trying to work my way into getting into Alberta and Manitoba. It's a process, especially dealing with frozen cheesecakes. The shipping costs are skyrocket, but and then so number 2 would be trade shows. I spent my first 2 years promoting and building relationships with customers, going to different areas. I would travel as far as Saskatoon for trade shows. And, you know, just getting the word out there, getting your name out there, handing out business cards like no other, delivering products and organizing shipments for store locations and fundraisers. So usually when I'm organizing everything, I'll do like a big loop. So if I'm doing, you know, Carlisle, Kenosee, Mooseman, over to Esterhazy, over to Foam Lake, like you kind of have to track everything and do it in a big loop so that you're being time efficient. Inventory count, purchasing supplies, ingredients, labels, and pallets of jars. We talked about that. This is what a day would look like for me in the kitchen. I'm supposed to be there right now. We'll get there. Unload all the supplies, sanitization of all equipment, kitchen area, and jars. 10 a.m. begin labeling, mixing ingredients, and work the day away. 8 p.m. begin cleanup of kitchen, load all the supplies, head home. 9 p.m. head home to get rest for delivery day. It's a long day. It definitely is. I do that once or twice a week right now. Sometimes I don't get out of there until 12 a.m., but that's okay. It's worth it. Hey, the rewards of being an entrepreneur. This is my favorite, I think. Being an entrepreneur is one of the most flexible jobs that exist. You set your own timetable, judging when to work hard and knowing when to take a break. It's a real gift to be able to fit a job around your lifestyle and not the other way around. This is a give or take, I would say. I find that, yes, I'm able to, you know, take time off for my daughter's birthday or sports or whatnot, but also like being an entrepreneur, I was not able to have maternity leave. So I was back to work 2 weeks after I had my youngest daughter. So yeah, it's a give or take, I guess. There's definitely like a lot of positives, but you also have to, you know, you're working for yourself. There's nobody out there to just come and give you a hand, right? Create positive impact. This is my favorite. Starting and running a business gives you the opportunity to make a positive impact, whether it's creating jobs within your community or donating and supporting nonprofits. So last year is when I fully started doing fundraisers, and I was able to raise $22,000 for everybody in Saskatchewan. So, you know, dog rescues, group homes, you name it. So it's a very satisfying feeling. At the end of the day, it is important to take pride in your work and feel good about what you do, as that is what will keep you going. Seeing something you conceptualized and built come together is an amazing feeling. Being an entrepreneur means you are a problem solver by nature, and the satisfaction of seeing your honest hard work and solving those problems is an experience unique to entrepreneurs. I can't even explain it. It's amazing. I've cried twice in the last week just because I was so happy about how far I have come and what I've built. I mean, I can't believe it, honestly. Opportunities. Nothing worth having comes easy. Being an entrepreneur will take time, work, and dedication. But if you choose to jump into that career path, The benefits and opportunities are priceless. New and improved products or technologies from entrepreneurs enable new markets to be developed and new wealth to be created. The opportunities are endless. There are so many different product categories and services to enter into. From there, you can create more products and expand into new markets. The knowledge you obtain from the beginning of your startup multiplies with experience. This is, it's hard to explain. So the way that I've expanded into new markets, I tried out grocery stores, I tried out convenience stores, I've tried out local businesses, ones that bring in vendors from all of Saskatchewan, what else have I tried? So many different things. It's just figuring out where the biggest market is, where your biggest supporters are, and what type of market you want to be in. So I would say for me, gas stations, like convenience stores, those are the biggest. You have truckers, farmers, people coming in and out all the time. So these are really good. So my cheesecakes are freezable for 3 months, which is great for convenience stores to be able to have a cheesecake that's can sit there for 3 months and still be bought, whereas most cheesecakes are, 5 days in the fridge. And truckers, just grab a spoon, let it defrost it in the microwave at the convenience store, stir it up and eat it. That's it. That's all you got to do. And, if you're a wife and you go and buy that for your husband, she'll be very happy. He'll be very happy. I actually had a guy go into a store in Mooseman and buy a cheesecake for his wife for Valentine's Day. She came in the next day and bought 15 more for herself. So I thought that was pretty cute. It's all about word. To my audience, this is my final one. Being an entrepreneur is about failure. It is. The odds of not only having an idea, but one you can take to market and prove profitable is very low. This is my buddy Briggs. Hey, buddy. Now, I don't say this because I want to discourage anyone. I say this because being an entrepreneur starts with an idea and it ends with persistence and dedication. It's more about how you handle your failures to further educate and prepare yourself for the next go around. I believe that the best entrepreneurs aren't the ones that got lucky and made something great once, but the ones that spent countless hours of hard work to make it one day from their own ideas, persistence, and dedication. All entrepreneurs share a feeling that I don't believe anyone else in the world gets to share with them. That feeling after all the hard work, after all the brainstorming, researching, developing, marketing, and recruiting. It's a feeling that I don't think could ever be replicated. I feel like it's kind of like climbing Mount Everest. Like, I'm not a climber, but I feel like that's the satisfaction that you would get from it. If anybody's climbed Mount Everest, maybe let me know what it feels like. So I end this presentation with this. I strongly encourage all of you to pursue being an entrepreneur. For all the tough challenges you may endure come great reward, whether it be financial freedom, 9-to-5 freedom, or simply that feeling I hope you get to feel one day. And that's my spiel.
Nikita, oh my
Hey.
God, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. I know personally, and nothing against, I've had lots of people present, but I'm not sure anyone is going to connect as well as you will with the students. Number one, you look like a student still.
Hey, thank you. I'm
And
still young.
just the way you talked and the risks that you have taken, and oh my gosh, it was so good. And
Thank you.
I just think that this could just fit right into so many courses in high school, and they'll be able to watch your show and maybe get some inspiration from this. Oh my goodness. So whatever got you thinking this way and trying to take some risks? Like, what was some of the biggest things that?
Well, coming out of high school, I knew that I had no idea what I wanted to do, right? I tried substitute yaying, and then I worked in Redford. I worked in Redford for 7 or 8 years. And something about it, I didn't like working for somebody else. I always kind of knew that I wanted to be my own person, work my own schedule, do my own thing, you know, and it's crazy that the opportunity kind of, I shouldn't say opportunity because I worked really hard for it, but you know, the idea came into my head. I didn't even tell anybody, you know. It was like one day I was like, oh, I started Creative Eats. My parents were like, what is that? I didn't tell anybody. And then yeah, I kind of just jumped onto it and I had no idea what I was doing at all.
Wow.
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Kevin, Renette?
I agree. I think it just was pretty self-explanatory. It's really well done. And
Thank you.
for somebody who said that they weren't really comfortable, I thought you looked really comfortable. So good on you.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but I think I think that passion, like it's obviously, and it's almost, I don't know. My grandfather, I'm working on an entrepreneurship project for the RDIC right now, and and I look back to my grandfather. He was just an entrepreneur. He just was one idea after another, and it just seems like some people. Do you think some people just kind of have that in them, or I mean, I don't know if it's innate, but I mean, it's just that's what they. I was in education, and that seemed to be really suitable to me. But is something that it's a passion that just kind of works for some people better than others?
I I think so. I mean, whatever your passion is, you're going to be good at it. So if you have the passion, you know that you don't want to work, the 9 to 5 job. I think if you work hard enough, it's not going to get handed to you, but I definitely think that if you work hard enough, it'll come to you. And, there's a lot of learning curves. I mean, I didn't know a lot starting out. I had to deal with different, certificates and licenses and whatnot to be able to bring the product to the shelf. I sent my food cheesecakes to the food lab in Saskatoon. I didn't even know that that was a thing. So there's like a lot of different things that you have to be on it, but I believe that anybody could do it. It's just a matter of being very passionate of what you're doing and, working really hard. Yeah.
No, I think Nikita did a very good job. I think she kind of explained how she got into the Superstore chain too. And I think sometimes students need to know, what's that, they have a product, but how do they get it out there? If there's anything more that she wanted to address about that particular part of it. But otherwise, I think, no, you did an awesome job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, they had something on the Superstore website or Facebook page, and they're really promoting local products. So they're bringing a lot of local products in. So Superstore actually contacted me, which was very nice. It wasn't jumping through loops of, talking to this person to get to this person to get to the higher up. And there's a lady out in Quebec. Her name is Liz, and she is actually the Canadian made what would you call it? She just talks to everybody. She's the representative, and she brings all the Canadian products to store, and she's very passionate, so she wants everybody to succeed, right? So it was very nice to have that link. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It's just kind of.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, just on that point, being Canadian made and someone in Quebec that's promoting that all across Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the geopolitics of the world, it certainly is getting to be a strange place, and we need more Canadian products. So
For sure. And I definitely think that COVID really helped, bring local products to market. I know so many businesses that started during COVID, and not even that, like, everybody wants to support local. They know that it means so much to us small business owners to have their support, rather than, the large companies that are making how many dollars off of your product and you don't even know who made it or where it's made or anything like that, right? So yeah, local products are a big thing right now. They have a huge section in Superstore just of local products, so it's amazing to see.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Nikita, on behalf of the RDIC and all the school divisions and just everyone out there, I'd like to thank you very much for enlightening us here today, informing us on so much information that I'm sure many of us adults didn't know about. I know I didn't know many of the things that you talked about. So thanks so much, and all the best, and family
Yeah,
health
thank you.
and happiness moving forward. And you take